Tonight on KGW News, parents in Tualatin furious with school leaders.
You guys are wrong. Fix it.
Why they say their children feel unsafe just walking through the halls. Plus, record-setting rebate, how much you could get kicked back the next time you file your taxes. And later.
So there's something kind of visceral about that realization that, oh yeah, the planets are moving.
With the sun and the moon once again putting on a big show. Why this time those glasses need to stay on. And we begin tonight with parents frustrated and angry over a recent attack at a local middle school. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. Their outrage in response to what many parents describe as a pattern of violence with little to no accountability within the Tigard-Tualatin School District. Catherine Cook sat in on tonight's school board meeting as parents sounded off. Catherine.
And David, many of those parents wanted the chance to see board members and the superintendent face to face tonight, but didn't get it. The district moved this school board meeting online. In fact, the district office closed early this afternoon. Officials telling us because of reports of a planned rally. Tonight, some parents still showed up in person.
I showed up at the place where you guys were supposed to have your meeting tonight, but for some reason you decided not to be there.
Gabriel Bueller is angry. Count him among several parents who were anxious to speak with Tigard-Tualatin School District officials in person Monday night and had to settle for a virtual board meeting. Their anger stems from an incident last month. That's when one student attacked another student in the hallway of Hazelbrook Middle School in Tualatin. The now viral video shows the student walking up behind another, pulling her down by her backpack, then hitting her several times in the head and shoulder area before walking away. People on social media claim the attacking student was transgender and that other young girls at the school were in danger. In the days that followed, multiple school threats came in via social media and email, threats of shootings and even a bombing. School was evacuated and canceled for 2 days. Parents, including Gabriel, are at a loss.
We had a number of parents show up here tonight, including the mom of the girl that was attacked. And you know what I found out tonight that was very concerning to me is not a single one of you reached out to that mom.
Many parents complain that district policies aren't doing enough to deter violence.
Students at Hazelbrook know that aggressors have no real consequences and that violence simply continues.
Hazelbrook Middle School is consumed by a culture of tolerance towards hate and violence, disguised as healing and restorative.
Shortly after the attack, the superintendent of the Tigard-Tualatin School District said the attacking student has been turned over to law enforcement for an assault investigation.
That student made an incredibly awful choice and will have consequences that are meted out commensurate with that assault. However, this other piece, which is because the student has a particular gender identity, therefore there is no connection, and that is the hate that we are dealing with right now.
Still, parents like Gabriel say it's the big picture of inadequate school safety the district officials are failing to recognize.
You guys are wrong. Fix it.
Tonight, the Tigard-Tualatin School District Alliance for Safety and Education is also weighing in. They shared a statement with us saying in part they want the district to create clear and actionable policies that protect students from violence while creating a stimulating learning environment for all. David.
Catherine Cook reporting tonight. Thank you, Catherine. Police tonight have not made any arrests yet in 3 deadly shootings over the weekend. One was in Gresham, the other 2 in Portland in Old Town, and the most recent downtown. This was just after 9 last night near Southwest 5th and Washington. That is the spot where the city saw a huge spike in the spring in open-air drug use and sales. Police increased patrols there both on foot and on bikes. And just last week, a few Oregon State troopers teamed up with Portland officers on bikes throughout downtown. Though it sounds like those units were not on patrol over the weekend. Some told us the violence is wearing on them.
Usually every day I feel unsafe, but now more than ever because of the shooting.
It happens all the time, all the time. It's like almost a daily thing. Almost a daily thing where I hear one of my friends got shot or somebody I know got shot or somebody we know got shot. It's ridiculous.
A spokesperson for the mayor telling us he is focused on hiring more officers along with outside contractors to help boost that presence downtown. Developing tonight in Washington County, a man has been indicted on multiple sex assault charges, and police say there could be more victims. Detectives say Gerardo Cesar de Paz Mayorga sexually assaulted at least 2 women who were impaired and unable to give consent. One incident happened at his home, they say, another at a hotel. Now they are asking other women who may have been targeted to come forward. De Paz Mayorga has distinctive tattoos, including a cross next to his left eye and a large wing on the side of his neck. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, if you saw a lot of police swarming around Northeast Broadway and Grand this evening, they were after a man who ran from a traffic stop with a gun. This is around 6 o'clock. Police say the suspect got into a standoff with officers, but was arrested a short time later. It does not appear any shots were fired or anyone was injured. A Cornelius man is facing attempted murder and robbery charges after he allegedly stabbed an Aloha restaurant worker. Police say 36-year-old Samuel Pacheco stole an order Sunday evening that belonged to another customer at the Euro House on Southwest 205th. When a worker confronted him, Pacheco allegedly stabbed that worker several times. The employee was taken to the hospital and will be okay. Sheriff's deputies took Pacheco into custody at his home this morning. And in Clark County, a last-ditch legal effort to pause the shutdown of Larch Correction Center has now failed. The union representing workers there was seeking an injunction to keep it open, but this morning a judge denied that motion. The state says the majority of workers have now accepted positions at other facilities or state agencies, and that all inmates have already been transferred. That prison is set to close tomorrow. Let's take you to Washington, D.C. now, where the White House tonight is lit up in blue and white, the colors of the Israeli flag, in solidarity with one of our nation's closest allies. And following unprecedented attacks by Hamas in southern Israel over the weekend, Israel is now retaliating with increased airstrikes and what it calls a complete siege of Gaza, the narrow coastal strip home to some 2 million people. NBC's Jay Gray with the update.
Unrelenting airstrikes, Israeli ministers ordering a complete siege of the Gaza Strip in the wake of a weekend surprise offensive by Hamas, the deadliest attack on Israel in 50 years.
Hamas is Daesh.
Hamas is ISIS, and we will beat it just like the Western world has beaten ISIS.
A spokesman for the military wing of the Palestinian militant group now issuing this threat. Every hour, Hamas will kill one Israeli hostage for every civilian house bombed without warning. More than 1,200 have died in the fighting, a vast majority of the victims civilians. The State Department confirming Americans are among the casualties, with other U.S. citizens in the region still missing.
There are reports of Americans who are unaccounted for. We continue to work to confirm that number and to try to locate those who are missing.
As the fighting escalates,
I am on constant communication with President Biden.
The U.S. carrier strike group is now moving into the region.
We will continue to get Israel the military aid and military assistance it needs.
Though a full-scale response likely won't come until Congress is back in session and a speaker is elected in the House. The man just voted out of that job, demanding swift action from the White House to protect U.S. citizens caught up in the violence.
This administration must also make clear that harming any American will result in the wrath of the United States.
As thousands of miles away, the fighting intensifies. Jay Gray, NBC News.
We wake up to entire families taken, children clinging to their mothers, bodies in their kitchens. Not one person in Israel feels safe today.
In Southwest Portland tonight, many in the Jewish community came together to express outrage over the war and support for the Israeli people. The Jewish Federation of Portland hosted this gathering at Congregation Neve Shalom. They wanted Portlanders with connections to Israel to be able to comfort and console one another and to make sure they know they are not alone.
It's our extended family, and right now they're going through this horrible trauma, this unprecedented, unprovoked, brutal terrorist attack.
Oregon senators, along with Representatives Bonamici and Blumenauer, also spoke. The Jewish Federation of Portland has set up an emergency fund to help support the people of Israel. You can donate at jewishportland.org. And stay with KGW and NBC News for continuing coverage on this conflict in Israel and Gaza. Look for updates overnight on KGW News at sunrise and, of course, starting at 7 on The Today Show. Some pharmacy workers across the country walked out of Walgreens stores today or just stayed home protesting what they call poor working conditions. That included this store on Northeast 33rd, which closed early. Meanwhile, a pharmacist at a different local Walgreens that stayed open told KGW they are constantly understaffed and trying to keep up. That seems to echo the national message, with workers saying it is impacting their ability to do their job. So far, we've gotten no official comment from Walgreens. CNN reports walkouts could continue there for a few more days. Meanwhile, more than 1,300 workers at Peace Health hospitals in Southwest Washington have voted overwhelmingly to strike. The union representing service maintenance, tech, and lab workers at Peace Health Southwest in Vancouver and St. John in Longview say efforts to secure pay and staffing increases have now failed. Workers have to give a 10-day notice before they go on strike. An informational picket is set for Wednesday. You're watching KGW News. Straight ahead at 11. It is the record-setting kicker refund coming to Oregonians. The quick way to find out how much you'll be getting back. Plus, the best way to view this weekend's eclipse, a look at the path and the protocol for protecting your eyes.
And the prognostication for the weather as well, which, to be honest with you, is not looking that great for Oregon. We'll let you know how far you may need to travel to get a clear sky and a clear view of the eclipse. Rain returns tonight, though. We'll talk about that and the wind and the rain that pick up tomorrow.